Duran Customz interview numero 16. We are saluting, we are honoring Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, one of the members of the world's most dangerous group, NWA, author of his autobiography, Straight Out of Compton, My Untold Story, Mr. DJ Yella. Thank you for being here with Duran Customz, my brother. Thank you so much.
How you doing?
Good. Mr. Yella, you had a historic career. What was it earlier on that propelled you towards music early in life, my brother?
Nothing really. I mean, I never dreamed about it or anything like that. It just happened. It just like came naturally for some reason. Yeah.
Wow. Who are some of DJ Yella's favorite groups or artists, whether it be in rock, soul, funk, or hip hop itself, my brother? Who does DJ Yella have on his playlist?
I mean, well, back then or now?
All time, brother. Yeah, back then, let's say back then.
Yeah, back then, it wasn't really separate stations back then. Back then, one station played rock, and it'd play R&B, it'd play funk, it just played different
a little bit of everything, huh?
Yeah. So, I kind of got used to all the music, from George Clinton, Bootsy and them, all that funk, Rick James. Even the rock and rollers had hits that crossed over.
Oh, yeah.
Rolling Stones.
Oh, yeah.
All kind of people.
Stones, Led Zeppelin.
So I kind of grew up in the era that all the music was. It wasn't just that little hip hop area or nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Hip hop wasn't even there.
So let me ask you a question. Well, I already know the answer, but let me ask it for the people that are watching. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Prince. All day long.
All day long, brother. Shoot. Little red Corvette, man. Shoot.
I even had a long version, 12-inch of it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before, but that one time.
You still got it?
Nah, all that stuff is gone.
Dude, Prince, Raspberry Beret, all that stuff, dude. That he's untouched.
Until we got into the later albums. After that, I was,
Yeah.
But the older stuff, because he was talented. I mean, he played everything.
By far, man.
Oh, yeah.
By far, dude. They're playing the guitar, everything.
Yeah.
And then as far as DJing, when did you know that this was what you wanted to do? And then how long did it take you to master that craft? I got into like 50 pages of your book. I know. Was it that one time you DJ'd for your brother? I believe it was that, right?
Nah, that wasn't it either. No? I did it for my brother. Then I did it one time in high school.
Yes.
And then that kind of went away. It wasn't like, DJing wasn't nothing back then. It wasn't even when they called DJing, not back then. But then it was just once I, for some reason, maybe a couple of years, maybe 82, somewhere around there, 81, when I started DJing, it just, I just DJ. It wasn't like, oh, that's what I want to do. Nah, it never was like that.
It just came natural to you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you know what I kind of come across is that people that play the drums, it comes natural to them to flow into like either music or DJing or producing and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of noticed that. You mentioned your prom, you DJ there, man, and getting
not the prom, the senior year. I think it was graduation party or something. But when I talk about DJ, it was just one turntable.
Yeah, one
put a song on and then put another song on. Yeah. So that wasn't really DJing to me.
Yeah. How many proms have you been to? Because getting into your
I did 5 proms.
5 proms. Wow, 5 man.
Proms. Oh yeah. I did one my junior year, then I did my senior year, then I did 2 more the next year, and then one like 2 years after that.
Wow, legendary.
For some reason, people, I like wearing the tuxedo. So
that's dope, man. That's dope. Legendary, my brother. And then as far as the formation of the Wrecking Crew, or you becoming a member, how did that come about, and what year was that, more or less?
It had to be 81, somewhere around 81, when I first came around there, and started DJing. That was like a couple of years before Dre was even around. So
That was with Unknown, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Unknown was there before me.
Wow.
And the Wrecking Crew, that's what it was. It was just a DJ crew.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they was called, the Wrecking Crew. So
wow.
We just DJ'd
and then Unknown would go on to do stuff with CMW, Compton's Most Wanted, correct? And then that was a great album too, man. Their first album. And I always say this to myself or to my peers that enjoy hip hop: how much talent did Compton have, man? You guys had Compton's Most Wanted. You guys had you guys.
Yeah.
You guys had AMG, DJ Quick,
all kind. It was all kind. Toddy T,
Mixmaster
Spade, a whole bunch.
Mixmaster Spade.
Yeah, I mean that was the early days, but it was still from Compton. So,
oh man, I love.
I mean, it's just like a lot of places got talent. It just was bottled up, and
wow,
it came out.
Man, and
we kind of started it to come out. So,
yes, my brother. What was the first official track that you and Dr. Dre worked on in the Wrecking Crew? Was it Surgery? Turn Off the Lights, The Fly that I just listened to, man, that was the jam. I remember that back in HP because I grew up in HP till about 10 years old, and that was the jam, man, back at the carnivals and all that. Or was it Slice with Clientele?
But that wasn't with Dre, that was me and Clientele.
That was you and Slice was, right?
Yeah, that was the first song ever made.
Yes.
That was the first one.
What year was that, more or less?
That had to be 83, maybe
83, right?
I think it's somewhere in 83, and then just a month or two or less, then Dre's Surgery. Dre did Surgery. So
wow.
Oh yeah. So them was the official songs that started all this stuff.
Wow. Back then, you're talking about those early days when you're DJing, you're mixing either at the Eve After Dark or the Penthouse. What music would you mostly purchase for your mixes? Was it freestyle, disco, electro, funk?
No, it was I think it was more, it was rap. Mostly rap, but electro, back then, Soul Sonic Force, Kraftwerk, all that. So we have a mixture, Genius of Love,
Egyptian Lover, all that.
It was a mixture.
Yes.
It was a mixture, definitely. In the older days, like the earlier days before Dre came around, we used to play the B-52s.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We used to play all that.
I love all that, dude. I love all that.
That's when the mod was in back then.
What era for you, this ain't even on my question list, but I'm going to ask it anyways, is the better music all around? Was it 80s or 90s for you?
I would say 80s.
80s, definitely. Well-rounded, a little bit of everything, right? You got Rod, you got Prince, you got Michael Jackson,
everything,
Funk, everything, the Gap Band, all that, right?
Oh yeah, 80s, 70s, late 70s, so it's all
intermingles, man.
90s was more hip-hop.
Hip-hop, yeah. Pure hip-hop, right? The
80s was everything.
Yeah. Do you have any funny DJ stories that stand out to you from those early days with the Wrecking Crew?
That's probably
besides the frills and thrills.
It had to be. It's quite a bit of stuff. We just did so much,
and it was all for fun, right?
Yeah, I mean, the pay was very little, so
yes,
but it was the love of DJing, I guess. It was
the music, huh?
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah,
it was way more fun during the Wrecking Crew days than the Ruthless days to me.
Okay.
Because the Wrecking Crew, that was when the beginning, I felt more like a star in the Wrecking Crew because I was DJing every weekend, Friday and Saturday, every weekend.
Yeah.
All kind of just
fun stuff.
Crazy stuff. It's so much.
the early days, right?
Yeah.
The early days.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever enter any DJ battles at that time earlier on?
Nah. Never. Nah. I was like a DJ club, so I didn't have to go out and do all that stuff.
And do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, but back then it really wasn't back then. Maybe in the 90s or maybe on the East Coast, but not out here. It wasn't no DJ battles. It wasn't none of that kind of stuff. Not in them early days.
Yeah. And then what was Unknown ever a part of the Wrecking Crew? Because I know you started off with him earlier on and stuff, right?
Music wise, no.
But he was there.
It was weird. We DJ'd all that time. Then when it came down to music, when Dre came, Dre kind of replaced that.
Yeah.
Replaced him. Not really replaced him, but me and Dre started, you know,
You think he was
together.
a little bit more younger and hungrier, more creative in that manner to say, hey, let's start something new. Let's start pushing the boundaries of creativity in that fashion?
Know. It just me and Unknown had our era, our time.
Yes.
And then when Dre came, we had our time.
Yes.
So that's really what it was. I didn't like, oh, I'm gonna go with it just that was that time and that was that time.
Wow. It served its purpose, you know, leading you up, building you up to where you needed to be.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that wasn't my future there. My future was somewhere else.
Yes.
So I just had to go through that road. And then when I got to the end of the train track, I had to get on the next train, which was Ruthless. So
definitely, brother. I hear you in that. And then NWA and a Posse, that album cover had Crazy D, Candyman, Arabian Prince.
Yeah.
And the Fila Fresh crew on that.
Yeah.
Was that out prior or after Eazy's Eazy Does It?
Oh, it was before that album. It was well, Boys in the Hood. It was kind of because the NWA and the Posse was just a compilation.
Yes.
It wasn't an NWA album, it was just a compilation.
Yeah.
But what happened when we was in between albums, that's when Ruthless not Ruthless, Priority got that album and put it out like we had just did that album.
Yeah.
That was just it had to been the days around Boys in the Hood, 8 Ball. It had to be in them days.
So what time span, what year would you put those songs? Those were like singles that were getting put out by you guys, right?
Yeah. It had to be 87, 86.
87? Yeah,
86.
Because that one had like LA is the place, all that,
had the
right?
earlier
Drink It Up Baby by the Fila Fresh crew.
Yeah,
which is the DLC and all that.
Earlier stuff. That was kind of
which was all cool stuff, man. Dude, I'm always bumping that LA is the place. I like that, dude. Especially later on the Straight Outta Compton, for me, like something to dance to and all that. I love that. For me, that I'm old school though, like that. You know, on YouTube, I came across, and I didn't know this. Was Bobby Jimmy and the Critters signed to Ruthless Records? That New York, LA rappers? It had the label of Ruthless Records on there.
Did it really? Ooh.
And I believe Arabian Prince was part of that too at one time.
Arabian was with Bobby Jimmy.
Yes,
definitely. He was making the music for them. So
yes,
I didn't know. Was it? It might have been the one song or something.
Yeah. I believe it was that one song.
Yeah,
New York rappers, LA rappers.
Yeah.
Because wasn't Bobby Jimmy? Wasn't he like a radio host?
He was a radio DJ,
right? Yeah.
On K-Day. Yeah.
Yes, on K-Day. You're
Russ
right,
Parr, that's his name.
Yes.
Russ Parr.
1580 AM KDAY. You guys were there, right? Earlier on, you guys would do the
mixes, the traffic
mixes, right?
Oh yeah,
very early on. You and Dre. That was prior to you guys doing the Rhodium mixtapes too, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So you guys were all part of that.
We did. We was first at all that stuff.
And the NWA in the early days, let's say making those that Straight Outta Compton album. Who was NWA listening to? Who was on constant rotation for NWA? The guys back then making that album. Who were you guys? Listening.
It
I
had
don't want
to
to say
be
inspired because you guys were doing the inspiring. I want to say, who did you guys listen to? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, it had to be the George Clintons and all that stuff.
Yeah,
the funk. It had to be the funk back then.
Yeah. Were you guys listening to like EPMD though? Stuff like that was out at that time. Big Daddy Kane, Rakim.
We was just doing our own style, our own thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, of course, we listened to the Run DMC, Houdini, and all that.
Oh, Houdini! Wow.
Oh yeah. I mean, all that from that Rakim, Eric B, all that stuff. So,
wow, awesome, brother, awesome, man. So, how was it like creating that historic and classic album, Straight Outta Compton? What was your favorite track on that?
My favorite track was Compton in the House. I don't know why. It was one of the older ones. We did the remix for the album.
Yes.
But that was my favorite. I don't know why.
That's kind of like a Run DMC style, flowing back and forth, Dre and Ren, right?
Yeah, that was a more older style.
Yeah, that was dope.
When they rap it together, then they go back and forth. Oh yeah.
And then there was one too, right? I believe on Eazy Does It album, Eazy's first album was Two Hard Brothers.
Yeah,
and you played the drums on that, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, I played the drums on that one. Yeah.
What was it what do you think that made that first NWA album so great and historic? Was it the creativity, production-wise, or was it the message, gangster reality rap, or all of that put together, that rawness? What do you think it was, looking back?
I think it was just different from everybody that was out. All the Run DMCs, all the LA, we were just totally different. Totally different sound, and we talked about a different subject.
Yes.
They talked about, happy stuff or whatever they talked about. Yes. We talked about when we open our front door, that's what we talked about, the streets.
Yes.
And thing about it, them streets are all over the world. Yes. Every city has a ghetto somewhere.
Wow.
And the people in the ghetto can relate, but then it started crossing over and the suburbs start hearing it. That's what just took it off. But it was just, I guess, because we was different, that we were so different from everybody. You guys, raw. It was raw.
Raw and uncut, man.
Oh yeah.
You guys weren't afraid to push that boundary.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about the places you have traveled to, and the people know the music all over the world.
Well, traveled more. I traveled now DJing more than NWA did shows.
Wow.
I travel all the world. I've been around the world. So NWA only been to London one time.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but as I DJ now days, but not since the pandemic, just too much going on. But I DJ from Korea to Vietnam to Bali, Sri Lanka, Australia, London, Europe. I mean, all over Europe.
That's amazing, man.
Helsinki, all kind of places. But when I DJ, I only play late 80s and early 90s.
Wow.
That's all I play. And around the world, like our old hip hop.
Yes.
They love our old hip hop for some reason.
And they know the music, by the words and everything, or
like in Vietnam. You couldn't have a conversation because they don't speak English. You put the song on, they can sing the song.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's crazy. And ever since the movie and all that, the social media. Think about it. We didn't have social media back then.
I know.
So we had to do it the hard way.
Yeah.
Now it's like all around the world instantly. And people just, it's crazy. It's like a whole new era now and a whole new generation.
Yeah. And I think you hit it right on point. It's that late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
It was just awesome, man. And I think it holds, something sentimental for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That those songs,
because that was the golden music
era. Yeah,
in that right there.
The golden era of music.
I mean, it was
especially
because think about this. It wasn't too many groups, and when you hear a group or just hear the music, you know where that camp was.
Yes,
you know it was from this camp. You knew where it came from.
And it brings back a lot of feelings, and it almost takes you back in time to that special time. Oh man, I remember this.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's awesome, brother. Eazy-E's Love for Them Gangsters, Beverly Hills Cop 3. Is that the only song that didn't come out on Ruthless Records for Eazy-E? Because that was MCA Records there.
I guess. I don't think. It wasn't on. Was it on anything else, or
I believe it was on MCA.
Just on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
didn't even know it was on the soundtrack.
No, you didn't know that. That was a pretty cool one, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't.
Yeah.
He did a couple of songs that wasn't around Ruthless or through other people.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't keep up with him. I don't know what he's doing.
How was Eazy, man, as a person, man? How was he?
Oh, he was a cool person. I mean, a person that loved kids. He loved kids.
Wow.
I mean, helping kids, whatever, that's just his thing. People think he was a nice guy.
Why do you think he's so iconic and people love him so much that even after so many years,
I guess it's just a look. You know, he had the look, he had the sound,
everything.
And the lyrics that was wrote for him was just right on time.
Perfect for him.
It just was perfect. Yeah, because he wasn't a natural rapper, so he could never battle anybody. No. But it was just perfect for him.
Yeah, his demeanor, his swag was authentic.
Oh yeah,
like anybody else, he was a superstar right away. You could tell just by the way he carried himself.
Yeah,
and truly humble, just like yourself. It seemed like
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah.
I know that even.
I mean, all of us was like that. All of us, we wasn't like big headed and nah.
Wow.
We didn't care about all that stuff.
That's
all that Hollywood stuff. Nah.
Yeah. That's cool to hear, man. You know, because coming from a fan standpoint, you know, was the love of money from Bone Thugs and Harmony one of your biggest song you produce outside of NWA? Correct, right?
Yeah, it had to be. Yeah.
And how did that make you feel, you and Eazy, when you guys hit that lick right there and be like, man, dude, this is it? You
know what's so crazy? I do shows now with his son, Little E.
Yes.
And it's like the same thing all over again. You know, I performed with his daddy.
Wow.
Now I'm performing with the son, which is crazy.
Wow. Hey, are you the first artist to ever do that in hip hop history?
I don't, I know him. No. I never thought
you might be. You might be, right?
Yeah, I never thought of it, but
wow, I'm getting the chills right now. I'm getting the chills right now telling you that. Wow. Which album is your favorite? Straight Outta Compton, 100 Miles and Running, as far as NWA, or is it the Brothers for Life? For me, that Brothers for Life album is the best one. It had Always Into Something, I'd Rather F You, Automobile, Appetite for Destruction.
I think the hit was Straight Outta Compton because it was new. It was it's hard to top.
Groundbreaking.
It's hard to top that song.
Yes.
The last album was better album than the first one. Way better. Production, music, song, everything. But the first one is just hard to beat the first one.
Yeah.
I like the last one. A lot of the songs on there.
Yes.
And I like the first one. I like E's album too.
Oh yeah, dude.
So it's
I love it.
And the thing about it, I was telling the people when we was at the Hall of Fame getting our award.
Yes.
We only had 2 albums. That's all it was. It was only 2 albums.
Yeah.
And the 100 Miles was the
EP. Yeah.
That's it. That NWA and the Posse was a compilation.
Yeah. And you know what? You guys were like the Beatles of our time, of my time. At least the biggest group for me.
Hip hop.
Yeah, hip hop wise, you guys are like that, you know. And you know, Eazy-E, he had 2 NWA's EP was 100 Miles and Running. Eazy-E had 2 EPs, right?
Yeah. I didn't have nothing to do with them.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, because that was my next question.
No, I did make a couple of songs on his last EP.
Yeah, you did.
Right? It's on EP.
Yes.
Yeah, I made a couple of songs. I forgot. I made a couple of songs.
Give Me That Nut, right? Or something. Was it that one?
I forgot the name, but it's 2 of them on there with Ren.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one to Ren. And then I produced most of the song on his last album.
Okay, yeah. You put together that last one, right? That 5150 though.
Yeah, I didn't have nothing to do with the 5150.
You didn't do any production on that one? And I know at that time Eazy-E had cameos on Down with the King with Run DMC and Hip Hop Parade, Naughty by Nature's videos, right? I know he had 2 cameos around that time. Yeah.
Now that I don't know because I didn't watch videos. So.
Oh no! Wow,
you teaching me something.
Definitely, brother. Definitely. Well, after the passing of Eazy-E, you guys helped put together that last Straight Off the Streets of motherfucking Compton, right?
Yeah, because I produced 7 or 8 of the tracks on there. I think. Yeah, I produced them.
Okay.
I put it together, and I had it in the studio.
Was that originally supposed to be a double album, the first double album in hip hop? I heard that. I don't know if that's true.
He was talking about it, but it never happened. It never. That album was all the songs that was left. That was it on that album. And there was one other song that never came out. It's a diss song, but I never released it because it never had words on it. So it's just in the vault somewhere, and that's it.
Okay.
And it's a reggae style song, but it don't have no lyrics on it. So
okay. And that was meant for Eazy?
Yeah, it was his song. Okay. Definitely. It was gonna be a diss song.
Wow.
But we did the reggae parts in the breaks, but that's it. His words never got to it.
Wow. That I would still like to hear that. Maybe with Eazy Son on there or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be cool. Is there any unreleased NWA stuff out there?
Nah.
In the vault?
Because we didn't make demos. When we did songs, all the songs you hear was done in the studio. Not we made demos and then went and redid them. No. All of it was made right in the studio.
Wow. Raw and uncut, whatever you guys made, you guys put out, huh?
Yeah, so it wasn't a bunch of tracks laying around.
Wow. And then after Eazy passed, you put out your solo album, One More Brother to Go, for the love of for the E with Cocaine, and then BG Knockout and other, right? I love For the E, and I also love Send For Me, man.
Oh, yeah.
That was a dope one. The remake of that old jam, right? How was it like working with BG Knockout and Drace there, man?
I mean, it was cool because, I worked. They was on Eazy's last album too. I did. So I worked with them. They was the new guys for Ruthless. They wasn't the real Ruthless. They were just the new Ruthless. After Dre, once Dre was gone, then Ruthless was the new Ruthless. Except Bone, they kind of got a part of the old Ruthless because they was like us, different.
Yeah, different. Well, unique. Everybody on there was unique. When you talk about Above the Law, all their catalog. Then you got the DOC at that time, man. Which for me, I always hold that No One Could Do It Better album in high regard, because if he didn't injure his voice,
he was gonna be the next solo artist.
The landscape of hip hop wouldn't have been, West Coast hip hop wouldn't have been the same if he would have never gotten injured, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the way he would control his vocals and play with his voice.
You can hear it in some of E's last songs, on the NWA. You can hear Doc's writing.
Wow.
Because he would write a lot of E's and Dre's words.
Wow, man.
Oh, yeah.
And he continued that. Well, I wanted to ask you this too, because on that Brothers for Life album, that Always Into Something, kind of for me was like the way I look back at it was the blueprint for Nothing But a G Thing. Kind of reminds me of that style that Dre and Ren.
I guess it was kind of like the beginning.
Yeah, that kind of sounds. For me, those two songs are similar.
Yeah.
What is your greatest fondest memory of Eric Eazy-E Wright?
I remember one day he called me. He said, "Come ride with me," and I didn't like to ride with him because he'd have you on adventures all day. I didn't like that. But he said he was going to buy a new car. I said, "All right, I go." So we get in the car lot. This was when the Suzuki Sidekicks just came out.
Wow,
which was the bigger one, not the Samurai. It was the Sidekick. Okay. And he's in there. And he turned to me. He said, "What, you want one?" Wow. And I'm like looking around, like, "Yeah, I want one." Wow. What color you want? I want that green one. And we bought them right there. Right, we drove off the lot. Well, I'm like, that was just something different right there.
That was like
something like in a movie.
True brother right there. Did he throw the laces on there? Did he throw the wire wheels on there too?
Nah. We put some other, because it was 4x4 and all that.
Oh, okay.
So we put some other one. But we was one of the first ones that had like $5,000 sound systems in them.
Wow.
We was one of the first to have the 12-inch woofers in the back. Wow. In the box.
I remember
nobody had that.
Yeah. I remember those Suzuki.
We were the first ones in LA to have
hard hitting like that. Boom, boom.
Oh yeah.
The bass. Oh, yeah. Wow, man. You know what kind of trips me? I want to just bring this up was that I remember back in the days when as a young kid, I didn't know. Yeah. I heard like square dance rap, and then I remember Boys in the Hood was out at that time, and I could have swore that was Eazy-E on square dance rap.
Really?
Because the voice, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, but that was me as a kid, getting into hip hop and everything, man. But Yeah, man, I remember back in the days, those Suzuki Samurais were hard hitting. I think they're coming back right now. You know what I'm saying? That style, that old style, man. With the mini trucks and everything too.
Yeah.
What about Eazy-E 63, that green 63? Did you
well,
ever
he
get
had
to
a
roll
white,
that?
he had a white, I don't know if it was a 6.4 or a deuce. It was one of them. He had a white one too.
Wow.
Yeah, there was what matter of fact, the wife still got the white one. She keeps it in storage.
Oh, nice.
You know, they started up, clean it, and all, it's still mint. I think it's a 6.4.
Wow.
Did you ever have a rag top?
Oh, nice. What's your favorite Impala gear?
You know something? I'm not a lowrider guy.
No?
I don't like lowriders.
Wow.
I mean, they look good and stuff, but I like new cars.
You like new cars and fast cars, huh?
Not fast, but just new
just
cars.
New. All right.
The other ones that, you know, I never was into the Impalas. Wow. Even though they look great.
Yeah.
The Deuce and the 4 is probably the best looking one.
62s, yeah.
Until you go to the bombs, you know.
Yeah. Oh, close. Yeah, the bombs. Yeah. I have a 69 Chevy Impala, man, but my dream is
my brother had a 69 because it got the lights that go sideways.
Yeah.
69. Yeah.
I have a 69 Chevy Impala Sports Coupe. My brother got a 70 Caprice, but my dream is to get a 63 like that green one, money green, Eazy's, man. That's my hard top like that, man. You know?
Oh, wow.
God led you to write your book. He's not done with you yet. It seems like you got a whole lot left to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about working with some Christian artists?
Music, I'm kind of done with music.
Yes.
I just, I even play the drums sometime in church.
Oh, nice.
I'll get on drums, play the drums.
Back to your filming. Your essence.
I do everything at church. I just.
Oh, nice.
But my main goal, and I know it's going to happen, I'm going to be a preacher.
Oh.
That's where he's leading me to.
When you do that, man, invite me. I'll go over there with my family, brother.
Yeah, that's because I'm a deacon right now in the church.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. Once I got saved, I don't play. This is the crazy part. I done have more fun being saved than all the heydays of NWA.
And you know what? Right now, with everything going on, that's what we need, brother. That's what we need. We need that positive vibe out there.
That's why I wrote this book. See, this is the hardcover just came out.
Wow, I got to get that one, man.
Yeah, this is the hardcover. Only reason I wrote that book is not for the money. It's to show how good God is. He came and got a sinner like me. I was the worst sinner besides Judas. Nobody's worse than him. But he came and got me and saved me and led me to where he wanted me to go. It's just amazing. I mean, I went from being homeless. I was homeless 8 years ago.
Wow.
For 3.5 years. Not on the street homeless, but homeless 3.5 years.
Yes. And it's always those, dark times that kind of propel us to where we need to be, even though you had accomplished so much, but still,
Yeah, he had to clean all that old stuff. I had to start all new, brand new, a new way, a new look, a new walk. And I don't just talk the talk. I do the walk.
Yeah. And then, look, you wrote your book. I can't wait for you to write another book, No,
that's it.
That's it for you.
Books. But he gave it to me to write it. I never wanted to write a book. Not at all. But that's how I could remember so much stuff in it. He gave it all to me to remember. I just went in order of my life from 5 years old to 2020.
Wow.
And it just everything that's in between. And NWA, the Wrecking Crew, Eazy's funeral, the breakup, there's so much. And
I still gotta finish it. I picked it up, and then, man, with just that introduction that you did, I read 50 pages right off the bat, there.
You got 270 minutes.
I'm definitely gonna finish it. My brother. But that's amazing. You got an amazing story, and you don't know who you could touch and who you could help. That's why it's important for everybody, no matter what they go through, to tell their story, because there
everybody
could be somebody
has a testimony
out there. Yes,
everybody has a testimony.
Yes,
we all came from sin, all of us, because we was born into sin.
Yeah,
it's not our fault. That's just the way it is.
Yeah,
we was born.
And if we were perfect, we wouldn't be here in this world.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Yella. Where could we find you? Oh, one more question. If you could make a mixtape out of your life, what would be track number one?
Ooh.
Favorite song? Does it have to be hip hop? Does it have to be? Could be whatever you want. Your favorite song. Track number one.
It's so many songs. Wow. Had to be George Clinton stuff or Prince.
Yeah.
Any, you could just pick one, all that stuff.
Where could we find you at, and where could we get the book at?
The book is called Straight Outta Compton, My Untold Stories. It's on Barnes and Noble now, Amazon.
Nice.
And if a person wants autograph, it's at my website, djyellaofnwa.com. And then all my social media is DJ Yella of NWA, Facebook and Instagram. You have any new projects coming out? Just the book.
Okay.
Just working the book, book signings and all that stuff. That's right now, that's my goal. And then wherever God leads me is what I do next. And then
we're inviting you back later on if you have anything else that
once you finish to read the book, call me.
Definitely, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by Duran Customz. We are saluting, we are honoring Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, member of the world's most dangerous group, Mr. DJ Yella. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you.
By. Thank you.
All right.
Peace, love, and light. Now I'm out of here. Peace.
Right.
Peace.